Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hoppets. Today joined by
Frederik, den såkaldte.
Yes, Mr. Bad Seed himself.
Wouldn't you have it?
And I'm a little seed. But we're trying some beer today, some wild ale from a Danish producer that recently came to being in this format, if you can say it like that. This is from Inside Cellars. And I had the collab with Boccarida, which was outstanding. It was one of the best wild ales I've had from Europe that's not like lambic. Well,
that
technically
was
there's a little,
right?
batch 2. There's a little bit of lambic in it, but it was kind of Goose-like, but a bit more tropical because it was hopped with Waiti hops. So, but this is Sunstead White Peach, and apparently the Sunstead is a series where they focus on stone fruits, and this one is focused on white Saturn peaches. It's 6.3%. The beer consists of a blend of wild ale aged in 1, 2, and 3 years in white wine barrels, and then it was macerated on the peaches. That was destoned at a rate of 600 grams of peaches per liter, and it was macerated for a month before being bottled.
That's a lot of fruit.
That's a lot of fruit. Maybe that's why there's no head. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's going to be sour. Sometimes also acidities where you get like instant head kill, or maybe there was dirt on the brush I used.
No, I was actually just seeing if this was actually peach, but it's just small bubbles.
Ah, okay.
I was thinking about the flesh, but it's just bubbles.
It would be, that was peach pulp in the bottle. I don't know. It would be weird, but it would also be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But pours a nice, slightly hazy golden color in the glass. Again, not
good
much,
looking.
Yeah, not much heads to speak of, but pouring out
for
it
the
was
head.
white.
That's missing.
Yeah, pouring out it was white. Well, let's check out the aroma on this one. Oh, very ripe peach aroma.
Yeah, a lot of that.
It's funny, white peach. I don't know if that's because it's white peaches. It seems really, really bright, almost snappy, to some extent.
I mean, it also gives like the sort of peachiness and fruitiness that you can get from like a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, something like that.
Yeah.
Like really bright fruitiness.
I'm also getting like a little bit of a honey note to it, like a cereal honey, almost like Vienna malt or something.
Yeah, I can see what you mean there.
Just like a sweet honey kind of light nuance floral edge or something like that, paired with like this abundance of peaches. And this is so heavy on fruit that like there's not really funkiness or anything underneath because it's.
I'm guessing it's also quite fresh, isn't it?
Yeah. They released
2023 bottle.
Yeah, it's really young. So that's also how it is. But usually for me, when there's loads of fruit in these kind of wild ales and stuff, I don't want to save them for too long because I have experiences with most of them just being really sour, even lambics. Like I remember doing a tasting of a set of vintages of Rosa de Campinos, and some of them were almost undrinkable because they were just like so acidic. At least in my palate. So, but this does not smell like it's going to be overtly acidic. It smells more fruity. Right
yes, now. Yeah. I mean, the peach aroma on this is actually absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and the more I smell it, the more I also get
very fleshy.
Yes, fleshy peaches.
Yeah.
Really is. It's like just juicy overripe peach. I said crisp in the beginning, but I'm getting more of like just really juicy overripe peach nuances. And I think there is a hint of like talk about like wine characteristics. That's what is it, Sauvignon Blanc?
Yeah.
I think
it has that very intense fruitiness.
Yes, and I'm wondering if that's a combination of the barrel aging and the peaches. Could be.
Yeah.
It smells wonderful.
It does.
Skål. Right. Cheers. Skål. Tannins to it as well. Loads of wine tannins from the barrel. At first, there's quite a sharp acidity, I think, up front. Let's see with the second sip. It's more tannic than I actually expected. It has a lot of like biting, drying, bitter tannins on the back end.
Yeah, quite acidic. It's got a high acidity.
But I don't think it's too high.
No.
But I'd imagine it would build with aging.
I do too, yeah.
As the fruit sugars are turned into acids.
Yeah, and also just, that it feels like the acid just takes over with time, just as you said, in old lambic. As soon as it has fruits, it can just turn really sour with age. Yeah. It's not like a Goose becomes more sour with age.
No. that mellows more.
Yeah.
And I really think that's because there's no fruit. I think a lot of that is the case. But I have heard people having some examples where it's actually totally fine, where it's aged with fruit and stuff. And I think maybe it also depends on the fruit. Like, I remember having old Neth, and I couldn't pinpoint any rhubarb or anything, and it wasn't like, I was just thinking it was lambic without any fruit, just like what are they called? It's like single year lambic. Turns out it was a beer with that, but that's also because I think it's a more volatile flavor, so it'll fade more over time.
Rhubarb is like very fragile in beer.
Whereas something like this is just like smack in your face. Like if you're a big fan of these really ripe stone fruit flavors, I think you'll really dig this. It really reminds me of the experience drinking something like Pantau when Bauherren did that beer. Just like this ultra vibrant peach flavor profile to it, which is really, really nice. And there is the tannins, I feel like, are fading now. The first sip, I was just somehow like attacked by a lot of drying oak and tannins. I don't think it's too bad now. And then for sure also these vintage qualities that you talk about, like this kind of the fruitiness of a Sauvignon Blanc grape or something like that.
But I think for me, even though the acidity is quite high here, it's got a nice balance between lactic acid and very little acetic acid.
Yeah.
So it doesn't become like it's
not like balsamic vinegar or wine vinegar or something.
Not at all.
No.
Which you can sometimes fear getting in like non-Belgian wild ales.
Yeah.
But I really like the profile of the acidity here. I mean, it's very palatable. The aroma is super nice.
Yeah.
I feel like the peach flavor is not as prominent as in the aroma.
Yeah, I think so.
Aroma is like 80% peaches.
Yeah.
Taste-wise, maybe 30.
Yeah, I think there's definitely more of the wild ale qualities to the base here. And definitely also more of the wine barrels and the tannins and drying oak and whatnot, which is also nice. It's also nice when it's not just pure fruit. But it's a really nice expression of those white Saturn peaches. And like if you're a lover of stone fruit, kind of wild and lambics, I think you'll really dig this one.
Yeah,
because it's all about that. And I'm not sure if there's.
I'm getting more peach flavor than 30%.
Yeah, I think maybe like 60, 70, I'd say.
I'm more like 50, 60. But it's more of a like you have to pick it up more than in the aroma. It's really out there in the aroma.
The aroma is like
when it blends with all that acidity. Peach has a quite sweet flavor, so you have to kind of pick out more like the essence of peaches.
And also because of maybe like tannins and oak getting in there and drying everything out and making it a bit different. But it's really good. For me,
very good beer.
It's like the early 90s, I think, 92, 3-ish, something like that. Really, really nice. Awesome to see producers making stuff like this in Denmark. It's high quality. But the bucket one, the collab, the Sensei was still the best. But usually I also tend to be more into wild ales and lambics without the fruit. Like gooses, and if they have to be really fun, it could be where they play around with extended aged old beer or barrels from different things like wine or like Senna, for example, sherry.
Also something like a light dry hop in a sour beer.
Yeah.
I mean, like Sensei, but also what Observatoire does a lot of.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Super delicious.
I'm guessing I'm the only one rating, right?
Yeah.
Freddie just speaks his mind and says he likes it.
Yeah, I feel like as a brewery owner,
it
wouldn't be respectful
for me because they're colleagues. I know.
Yeah, but I'll say I really like this beer. I think it's a very good beer.
It's really good.
And cheers, Aaron. Great work.
Yes.
Aaron Schmidt, who's the owner
and head blender.
Yeah.
Also a slight salinity to it, I think. Slight minerality or something. I can feel it on the tip of my lips.
It's not just from the peanuts earlier?
I didn't have peanuts.
No.
I only had nuts. No. But yeah, this is really nice. So if you guys had a chance to try the Sunstead White Peach from Inside Cellars, let us know what you thought of it.
Yeah, very good.
Very good stuff. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page, and Twitter, and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos, and we're going to try cheers. Cheers. And see you guys in another beer review of some really cool vintage bottles. I can't wait to try those. Cheers.
Yeah.